Hello, everybody. Welcome in, and yeah, looking forward to playing another round of Cobbleverse. So we'll get right into it. So just a recap on the previous stream. So we got started. We selected our starting Pokemon, and we pretty much got up to about level 15 on average across all of our 6 party Pokemon, and we actually ended up battling the first gym leader Brock, which is rock type. We haven't gotten started on anything Minecraft related, so yeah, no updates on the actual house or building, anything like that. So yeah, so far we have just focused on the Pokemon aspect of the game, and to those who are watching for the first time, I suggest jumping into episode 1 just to kind of catch you up on what we've done and how the game works. But a quick recap, this is a Pokemon mod within Minecraft, so it's pretty much bringing the Pokemon world into your Minecraft world while still keeping the kind of true Minecraft view of things. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so just to run through it, the starter we chose was Quill, well, starting with Cyndaquil, and we have evolved him to Quilava, which will be a good one to see in the first stream. And we also went ahead to capture Goldeen, which helped us out with the rock gym side of things, just to get a water Pokemon in the mix. And we have Timber, good fighting type Pokemon, since Pacopia is so big, I figured it might be a good one to add on since everybody gets Timber very early on. Then we have Pidgey, who's not doing so well on the level side of things, but we'll definitely focus on Pidgey's level on this stream to get him up. And we captured Eevee, which at this time I'm planning on moving Eevee to the electric type, Jolteon, so we'll definitely get that going. And finally we caught a Magikarp pretty high level, to be honest, and we were able to evolve Magikarp to Gyarados very quickly. And yeah, obviously, as you can imagine, the strongest one we have at the moment would be Gyarados. So that is who we currently have in our party, so pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll get started with today's stream. What I have planned for this stream is ultimately to finish off by battling Misty in the second gym, which is a water gym, and to win that battle and get our second badge. So that's kind of just the plan for the stream. That would mean that we do have quite a bit to get done. We currently have no idea where the water gym is. We would need to get a Cerulean Star to craft a map to take us to the next gym. So that's definitely first on the list. And our Pokemon are nowhere close to being ready to take on a water gym, number 1, and number 2, the levels that Misty will be having. I think a good set would probably be to have an average of 25 to level 30. So we'll aim to kind of get that sorted and get our Pokemon levels up to that. I'll probably leave Quilava in our party for the battle, even though I'll probably not use him given it's a water battle. But yeah, I think we've got a pretty okay party. We might swap out Goldeen, to be honest, if we can find a better Pokemon. I do have someone in mind, and that would be Roselia, and we should be able to capture her on the way, hopefully, if we spot a Roselia. But yeah, we'll also see what else we get. I do have a couple of Pokemon in mind that I really want to catch, but whether it's possible will depend on whether we find the biome that they're in. So that would be, for example, Ghastly and Bulbasaur. I think would be good additions to this Kanto region run through. So yeah, let's get started. I think just to get the ball rolling would be to craft a map to just find out where is the closest water gym. And to do that, I would probably say the best bet would be to just see what we need to craft it. So a recap on previous stream, How it works is you need to craft a specific item that is specific to each gym leader, and that determines what map you ultimately get. And you have this map maker on the outside here walking around like he's not supposed to, and he'll tell you, for example, for the first gym, Brock's gym, to get a map to Brock's gym, it's an onyx stone and an empty map. So we've done Brock's gym, which is the one we're here. Misty's gym is the second one, so we need a cerulean star, right? So to get a cerulean star, we would need to craft it, and to craft it we need a water stone, 3 seagrass, and 3 sand. So I think we may be in luck. So usually you can buy a water stone, and I'm pretty sure it's also dropped by a combination of Pokemon if you can't afford it, because it is usually quite expensive. But I do think in our first episode we were lucky enough to capture a couple of them, I think. We'll just have to go and see if they might be in here. Okay, so we have a water stone, so that's a good start. We have seagrass as well. I don't think we have sand though. Yeah, I don't think we have sand, but that's no problem. We'll just take some stone and a couple of sticks, get ourselves a lovely shovel. Why do I not see? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to give us a shovel. Have I completely lost the plot here? Can you not make a stone shovel anymore? Oh wait, why am I using normal stone? If I remember correctly, it is cobblestone that we use for that. There we go. That should fix that. Okay, so we've got our shovel, and we can just go grab a couple of blocks of sand, and we should be able to get the first step sorted out pretty quickly. I think the big part here would probably be the leveling up of our Pokemon to get the ball rolling on that side of things. But we will get there. Grab a couple of blocks, don't need too many. And we'll just scan Pokemon as we go along. Might as well. Oh, we've caught a Bunnelby. Okay. So, Cerulean Star crafted. And I think somewhere we did have an empty map. We do indeed. Okay, so now I can run back, we can get a map to Misty's spot, and I reckon as we make our way there we can start leveling up on our way. Maybe we see a couple of new Pokemon as well to add to our party, especially Roselia. I think Roselia would be a good addition, given you can kind of teach her all the different status effect moves, and that'll really help us when it comes to catching Pokemon, especially those that are a little bit harder to catch. Okay, there we have Misty's gym. Okay, so how this would ultimately work is you need to take a look at what corner you're in. So we're the green dots being the top right corner, which means we need to move in a west, so that direction, and then most likely south. So we'll probably keep moving all the way in that direction would be my guess, until we get to that blue house. Okay, before we do that, I reckon we just get ready in terms of clearing out our inventory, since we might go by a town or two and we can loot the town, especially looking for some revives and potions, since we are probably going to have a tough time restoring our Pokemon on the way. Okay, so let's just clean out what we have. I haven't taken off the hunger yet, so I will say that. So the hunger bar will still not really go down. Yeah, I'll still decide whether we are going to be doing that or not. Okay, we do need to take, oh, I've got some normal Pokeballs, and then maybe something if we get into trouble. That might also be useful. Okay. Then I will drop in these items. I do remember seeing hammer and excavator, so for those that doesn't know, I did add a mod called hammers and excavators, and it looks like that. So I remember looting these, so I'll add them in, and what they do pretty much is just hit a 3x3 area, taking out 9 blocks at a time rather than 1, and this is kind of just a easier way to go about mining. And the reason I added it was mostly due to the reason that this is more Pokemon focused than it is Minecraft focused. So it's just a quality of life to make it a little easier so that I don't have to spend too much time strip mining on resources when it isn't really the focus of it, or not really focusing on kind of the Minecraft playthrough. So that'll just make things a tiny bit easier in that regard. So yeah, we've got that, and I'll keep them in there just for in case we do some digging. But let us get started on our way now. Roselia spawns in a meadow or a sunflower field. So let's see, we're going to be moving west and south after that, so we'll be going around like this, I think, and down here. It'll probably be around here that I reckon that it would be, if I had to guess. So yeah, we'll be making our way down, and we will be passing a flower forest, which I believe is also a biome that Roselia spawns in. So maybe we hang around in this forest for a bit and try and catch a Roselia. That would be a good one to get. And while we do it, we'll also just complete our Pokedex, I reckon, by battling and scanning Pokemon. Easy enough. I do hope we run into a building sooner or later, given we don't have any potions. Although maybe it'll be a good idea to get some orange berries. Not as useful, but better than nothing. That's a little bit of a high level. This always makes me think back to the days of grafting on Pokemon Fire Red on the good old Game Boy Advance. Okay, off to a good start. I do want to keep an eye on movesets, as I do think we do need to get some better moves going for most of our Pokemon. And then I do have spawn notifications as well on rare and above spawns. So anything that's rare or above will kind of give me a little pop-up here in the chat if it spawns close by. So that'll also just kind of help keep track of it, to not miss out on anything by not seeing it on the mini-map or being involved in a battle or something like that. Keep them nice and healed up to avoid us getting into trouble. While we are cruising, I think I'll probably keep an eye out for anything that could do for our home. Now, I do have an idea already for what I want to do with the home, and I'm kind of thinking of creating a kind of farm area where the main house will kind of almost look like a barn. And then we'll have like an islandish area marked off. Now that I mention it, maybe this would be a good island. Let's go have a look. A kind of island area marked off with a fence. With the idea being it'll be free roaming Pokemon within the fence borders, but it won't just be wild Pokemon. It'll kind of be my own Pokemon. So you get something called a I believe it's called a PC. It's not a PC box. It's kind of like a Pokemon breeding terminal, and you use it if you want to try and breed for specific eggs to try and improve the IVs. But you can also use it to have your Pokemon walk around and freely at that. So you can put it, for example, in a box like right here, and put in 6 or 7 Pokemon, and they'll be roaming around in an area around that box. So that's kind of the idea, and I do think it'll need some work, but we can make this island work. Perhaps do the barn in this area and then clean this all up and have this become the farmland where they'll be roaming around. And we can kind of make it type specific, like have a little waterfall area somewhere where the water Pokemon will be roaming around, have a little area with farm, and we'll have grass Pokemon roaming around. So that's actually the dream. However, it will probably take quite a long stream to get through something like that. It might even become 2 streams, but that's definitely not today's attempt. It's going to take a minute to get us anywhere close on that front. So I will put in a possible home tag there, and we'll maybe turn this island into one big home and farmland area. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, that's the idea. It'll probably change, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. One step at a time. That is a very high level. Okay. Get all of the Pokemon scanned in. Level 53, that's ridiculously. Okay, so we're in the Flower Forest now. So I will definitely be keeping an eye out for Roselia and probably be hanging around leveling up in this area. It'll be good either way for Koala to level up, given the fire type will do really well here. It'll be a quick fix, given he can one-shot level 19, so that's pretty good. Let's just try and keep him healed up. And keep our eye out for more orange berries, since they do not heal very effectively. Not seeing one yet, but it is still early. I will probably attempt a catch on Butterfree as well. Level 23, we should be able to make this work. That was a tricky move of him. Very clever. Butterfree is always a good option as well, maybe in the next region to use for status effects to make it easier to catch, especially when you get to legendaries. When we're hunting down any of the legendaries later, it might come in handy quite a bit to have someone that can stun and sleep and poison, since each status effect does make it easier to catch. As we can see, he's paralyzing me over and over. Wow, he's going to go through all of my Pokeballs. Okay, that's not going to improve. Lovely. Although we now have 3 paralyzed Pokemon, 2 paralyzed Pokemon, which is not ideal. That does make things a little trickier, since I don't have anything to heal them with or restore the effects. But we'll keep an eye out for berries, since there are a couple of berries that can prove quite useful. If we manage to pull this off, we can maybe swap out our Pidgeotto and avoid leveling up from level 7 to 22. That would be a good outcome. Okay, I think we may stand a chance. first try. Good on you. Okay, healed up again, and we can continue looking for Roselia. Welcome in, Z. Yeah, it was better than the previous one, spending 4 Pokeballs trying to catch, so yeah, I prefer first catch. We are currently trying to find a Roselia, just to kind of swap Roselia in with Goldeen, hoping, yeah, she can help with catching the harder Pokemon. I am going to have to start with a berry farm. I'm going to have to start with more than just a berry farm, since it takes ingots to craft Pokeballs. I'm going to have to go mining sooner or later, and depending on how it goes, either we're starting a berry farm as well as a mining farm, or if we get enough to at least set us up, then we may just need the berry farm. But yes, that is most definitely in my future. That and an apricorn orchard as well. I should actually do some research to see if it's possible to turn it into a farm, since I don't know how you would really... I don't think you can shake the tree or anything to make them fall. That's all good. Good luck with the Dream Snap. That looks like an angry Pokemon. Ooh, I wonder how strong Bobble might be. Oh, that's just mean. Let's see if we can take on the Raiden. I don't think we can. Oh, they've significantly updated the Raiden. This looks very, yeah, very terrifying. They don't actually show what level it is. Ah, 35. I don't think I'm going to risk that option. I don't think it's gonna work. I will... Oh, now I need to remember how to free look. Okay, we are gonna have to go into key bindings. They have changed something in here. Okay, let's go down to the Raiden. F6, F7, show mouse, right control. That is an interesting keybind. Well, we are still in the right biome, so we are going to Remain hopeful we are going to find a Roselia. I do see an Eevee there, so that's always a plus if you find an Eevee. Everybody would love so many Eevees walking around, or at least I would. I just need to find it. I think it might be in the cave. Interesting. Oh, there it is. 27. I reckon we've got that. That's a heavy hit. Hope for the best. It's not great news. Maybe put in a quick attack to just drop it a little bit more. I do love the animations they've brought into the game, kind of the Pokeball hopping around, and if it doesn't work, it falling off, as well as it's not your turn, that it kind of just hops off and you can go and pick it up again. Yeah, it's those small little details that makes a difference for me. Well, one more hit from him and I'll probably lose Quilava. I do think they recover after a while though, which is a nice add-on. Oh, this is not going well. We are not in that biome, so this is not going to work. Damn, he is strong. That's it for him. See if the intimidation helps us out. Man. Don't think Gyarados is one with any weak moves. That is quite risky, but let's try it. Good. Must be the toughest Eevee I have ever fought. I do wonder if I have anyone that can bring upon a status effect. I do not. So we do not have too much of a choice here, other than trying and trying and trying. Wow. I have a feeling They're 0.93 times of the one is not so accurate here. I don't want to keep wasting. Let's go until we have 20 Pokeballs left. If it still doesn't work, I think we're gonna have to let Eevee go. Ah, finally. That was a struggle, if I've ever had one. It felt like I was trying to catch a bloody legendary. Well, we might as well. I believe we caught a Pidgeotto, so let's bring Pidgeotto in and swap. Eevee. Adamant versus Hardy. I think Adamant's a better nature for Eevee, so we'll swap them around. I'll keep these for another region. So we have 2-5 Pokemon there. I don't think we need to. We already have Koala. I don't think I'll swap out my starter. Even though Scorbunny is a starter as well, this is technically the one I started with, so to kind of remain true to that usual playthrough, I'll keep him in there. Then I caught another Cyndaquil. Okay, I think that's a good layout, and then we can just go through their move sets, as you can sometimes find the worst moves in there. I think that's okay. For Eevee, Eevee's attacks are quite average until you bring them into the type you're looking for. So for example, we're planning on going Jolteon for this team, and yeah, until we take him over, I don't think Eevee's moves can really change, so we'll keep it as is for now. Checked him. Okay, the next one we're going to replace is Goldeen, because we have a water type already. I do want to bring in a status effect Pokemon, even if I switch him out and mostly keeping him around for when we're trying to catch Pokemon. I do want to bring in a Roselia. Yeah, I think it'll be really beneficial given Roselia generally has all the spores, which really helps when you're trying to catch legendaries. Like it would have been very helpful against Eevee right now. Okay, let's give it a chunk a go. Hi Milky Guide, welcome in. We are playing Cobblemon, which is a Minecraft mod. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but yeah, glad to have you here. Okay, I think we're gonna have to aim for level 25 at the very least before we're anywhere ready to take on Misty. And we have the time to waste because we are still waiting for Roselia to spawn in somewhere in the area. It's probably on top of the tree again. There we go. Oh, you're also playing Cobblemon? Yeah, I absolutely love Cobblemon. I haven't played it for a while though, and they've made quite a lot of changes. So I'm not playing the base Cobblemon. I'm playing a modded one. So it's called Cobbleverse on Modrinth. It's on CurseForge as well. I don't know which one you use for your mods. And they just kind of add a lot of cool things like legendaries and unique buildings like Team Rocket's headquarters and things like that, which is very cool and entertaining, as well as poker gyms. So they bring in every region up until the latest one. They haven't gotten to that yet, but they are working on it. So they bring in poker gyms of each region, and you can kind of battle through them and get the badges for them. So yeah, I'm playing that one. Very cool, and I do enjoy kind of the additions that they bring in since I've last played. Yeah, they really spend a lot of time on it. I don't know if you've played Pixelmon before. I mean, Pixelmon was always the big one to play a few years ago. But yeah, I think Cobblemon really came into it and really put a lot of time into development. Yeah, to kind of just go above and beyond. So how long have you been playing Cobblemon, Milky? Just started a new world, or playing on a world that you've played for quite some time? Oh, okay, so you're doing the Cobble Galaxy. I have seen it, I haven't played on it yet. I did play on one of Cobblemon's main servers. I must say it's pretty cool when you play on it there, because they also bring in a lot of unique things. And you're obviously playing with a lot of additional players in the same world, whilst you still have your own world on the side. So that is very cool, and pretty beneficial if you're kind of looking for that. But yeah, haven't done Cobble Galaxy. I'm not too sure what the differences are there. But yeah, my favorite Pokemon, that is a tough one. If we're not limiting it to starters and we're kind of going favorite Pokemon across the board, I think I would have to go with Gengar. Yeah, I mean, growing up, the first Pokemon game I remember on the Game Boy Advance was Fire Red, and Gengar was a big part of that, with like the opening scene. I don't know if you've played Fire Red, but it kind of has this opening scene with Gengar in it, and yeah, since then I've always aimed to get a Gengar in my party. He is pretty strong as well, so that's beneficial. But yeah, I think it's more sentimental than anything else, to be honest. But yeah, Pidover's cool. Yeah, I haven't played too much of the newer generation Pokemon games. I kind of stopped around the Nintendo DS stage. But yeah, he was kind of the replacement, or not the replacement, but he kind of came in and replaced the normal Pidgey Pokemon. Like, they always have that one normal flying Pokemon, like either you have Starly or you have Pidgey. Yeah, like that kind of carries that main flying Pokemon that you see everywhere. Okay, so for a day, that's about the same as me. I also have more or less a day, or in-game day is 12, but about 4 hours of playtime. To have to just save him from fainting again. We are out of orange berries. I would say I am probably an OG. Yeah, I did play Pokemon Yellow as well, but yeah, the first one I've ever played was Fire Red on Game Boy Advance. I then ended up playing the very first Pokemon games just for the sake of being able to see where they started. And since then, I played at least one in this series going forward. So after Fire Red, so going back from Fire Red, I went. I ended up getting Leaf Green as well as Sapphire. I played Emerald as well. When it got to the kind of newer Nintendo DS stage, they started kind of doing 2 games each time. So I always got one of the two, being Pokemon Diamond. My brother got Pokemon Pearl, so I was able to play both. And then Pokemon Soul Silver, played that one through. And then Pokemon White was the last one I played before things went, I think, into the 3DS stages. I missed the 3DS stages because I didn't have one. But when they went back to Switch with Pokemon Sword and Shield, that's when I kind of jumped back into it. And yeah, I just played both of them. I had the one and my wife had the other one, so I could play both versions, which was pretty cool. And yeah, since then I've now played everything. I'm very excited for the new Pokemon that's coming out, the Pokemon Winds and Waves. Yeah, it looks really cool. I quite enjoy the open world move that they're making, where they're kind of like Pokemon Arceus. I quite enjoyed it, and I know it's quite a controversial opinion because a lot of people didn't enjoy it, but I enjoyed the direction they were going with it, where they kind of bring it back into an open world, which is why I love Cobblemon so much. Yeah, so I quite enjoy that open world, and it looks like Pokemon Wind and Waves is going to have that same open world play style, which I'm hoping it really is like that, where it's kind of the whole place is a park, an open area that you can run. So we'll see how it ends up. But yeah, I've been playing Pokemon for quite some time. However, I am nowhere near as good as some of the online players that you see. Like, I have a good understanding of the game, and I have a good overall understanding of the type effectiveness. But there's people that like goes real deep into understanding the combination of IVs with movesets, which that's where you lose me. Even though I've been playing for so many years, I've never actually done the research to understand all of that. So yeah, I've seen some of those online players that are amazing, honestly. They just know how to combine a moveset with the specific Pokemon's IV and EVs. But yeah, so we're trying to just level up at the moment. The plan is to battle Misty. I don't think we are anywhere close to being ready for Misty. I reckon we need about level 25 to 30 before taking Misty on. Strange how we have not seen a Roselia yet. I might need to try and find a Pokenav to just make sure that the one is spawning, or has a chance to spawn at least. Did see a building somewhere in the distance. Okay, we've been there though. Okay, so you started with the Pokemon Go era. That was probably one of the smartest games they could have brought in, because it pulled in so many people, and it was such an addicting game to play, to walk around and catch Pokemon in the street. Like, it was such a new thing. Yeah, that was really enjoyable. I started playing Pokemon Go as well, and then yeah, a few months in, it felt like people were just already so strong that yeah, I mean, I felt like I stood no chance against these people, and I ended up, yeah, leaving it. It just felt like no matter what I do, I'm not getting anywhere with leveling and attacks, and every battle you lose, and it just kind of, I lost a little bit of interest in it. But yeah, it was a really fun game. I did quite enjoy playing it, I must say. So that was a good time to start. But yeah, what did you think of Arceus? How was that for you? Did you enjoy playing it and the kind of play style of it, or was it also not the best one for you? A lot of plushies. Oh, I love collecting them. It's almost like the Funko Pops. How fun the Funko Pops are to collect. If you enjoy Pokemon, to collect the plushies as well. A shiny Drifloon. I caught a shiny yesterday as well. I can't show you right now, but after the battle I will pull it up. It's not my favorite Pokemon in shiny form, but I feel like if you see a shiny, you need to go for it. You can't not try and catch it. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. Oh, great, another Eevee. Okay, so I caught a shiny Bunnelby yesterday. This is what he looks like. So he ends up being grey. Level 21, which isn't bad. Probably not going to play with him, but I definitely have plans of having all my shinies walk around freely. So you get a... Oh, let me just quickly see, what do you call it? Because I can't remember the name of it now. It's not a PC. It's kind of like a pasture box. Okay, so you get a pasture block in this one. I don't know if they've brought it into Cobble Galaxy, but with the pasture block you can kind of do cobble breeding to improve your IVs. And what it also gives you the opportunity to do is you put the block down and you kind of select Pokemon out of your PC, and you can have them freely walk around the block within a certain amount of blocks. So you can set within what range they should stay within that pasture block. So what you can do is you can kind of create like this farm area, and you can put down a pasture block and choose the ones you want to walk around freely. And that's kind of my plan for when we get to building a house. I'm going to kind of do this farm idea where we'll have several of them around with different theme types. So we'll have a water type area, grass type area, etc. And we'll kind of have the Pokemon walking around freely in those areas. I thought that would look pretty cool. So I'll definitely have an area that's kind of looks like an Elite Four area, and I'll have all my shinies roam around there. Oh, we found another Pokegem. Not that we're there yet. Yeah, you should check it out. If there is, I don't know if Cobb Galaxy has just enough items to kind of see if it has it, but if they have a pasture block, the pasture block is not on this mod specifically. It's a separate mod that they've brought into this mod. So if you have a pasture block, you can definitely put it down. And how it works is there's a little egg icon when you right click on it. And if you click on it to have it a cross or a line through the egg, what it means is the Pokemon you put out won't try and breed with one another, they'll just be walking around. So that's how you get them to walk around freely. They did have a display cage a year or two ago, which I quite enjoyed, being able to display Pokemon in it, but I think they ended up taking it out and letting you have them walk freely with the pasture block, which is, I guess, not a bad alternative. It's a little bit, yeah, less restrictive to kind of have them in a specific spot, but it is probably cooler to have them walk around freely in an area. If you have a designated area, it's probably the important part. And I do remember you can set that they should be within 5 blocks or something like that. I don't know if it's still like that since I haven't played for quite a while, but I don't think they would have taken that option away, given it is quite an important one. Okay, we need to keep moving downwards. I think I've been in there, but I have not been into this town yet. And I do think we need some revives as well. So maybe I'll head to the town first and then come back. Oh, okay, you have Cobbleverse. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I quite enjoy Cobbleverse. I've played quite a few different Cobblemon and Pixelmon mods. So far, I've enjoyed Cobbleverse the most. It probably also plays a role that I'm on their Discord, and they are very helpful when it comes to kind of not understanding something, or you feel like something's missing. You can kind of post it on their Discord, and they actually do bring it into the future updates. So there has been a couple of things where I've been like, oh, I feel like this would have been a good add-on, and it has been added since. So they do work really hard to take what the community feels and thinks into account, which is always an important one. But yeah, I've been enjoying Cobbleverse quite a lot. Yeah, I think the difference is if you're not playing online, as in an online multiplayer server, then it's difficult because those additional things that they do on the server isn't on their mod pack itself. It's actually a server-side add-on, whereas Cobbleverse, it is on the actual mod pack. So you can play it yourself, and you don't have to play it online with a server, but you can always create a server if you want. Yeah, there are still a few Pokemon that they are adding. Let me actually have a look on that. Yeah, so Cobbleverse does have the normal Mewtwo and Mew as add-ons. Yeah, so they do have the normal, but yeah, I think they are kind of aiming on across all the Cobblemon mods to add more and more of the legendaries as it comes out. Especially with the latest generations, they kind of started adding all the megas. There are a couple of X and Ys in here, so they're definitely doing the effort to bring in that side of things. But yeah, I agree. I enjoy it when they start bringing those additional. The more Pokemon, the merrier, if you ask me. Bagon, is that maybe under palette or one of those? I think they have, yeah, they have 2 or 3 groupings. That is kind of, I think it's there for kind of the jokes of it. You have the cosmetic one that has all the different Pikachus with the costumes on there, and then they have the palette one that has like Eevee, Pikachu, and I think that's maybe where Bagon was. Yeah, it is a funny one, and I think they haven't yet added the latest one, the latest region to it yet. I think they try and complete everything in the region, as in the gyms as well, before bringing in anything of that region. But yeah, I like the many options you get. It's pretty cool. That's not ideal. And I like the backpack that you get as well. That is a lifesaver. The one thing I never have enough of is space. Yeah, I don't know. I feel some people enjoy the challenge and like starting from the very start, as in going with Pichu, rather than going just straight up Pikachu. I mean, you'll get to Pikachu eventually, but I do think there are some people that enjoys that challenge. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I probably would then just straight up go for Pikachu if it was me, but each to its own. I think they're trying to cater for those people as well. It might actually be tied to the palette grouping, might be tied to some series or movies, which I'm not too familiar with. I did watch the series, but that was years ago. I can't even remember a single thing. I kind of remember some of the scenes, like where they rescue Charmander and all of that. I cannot choose a starter. I am with you there. In this series, I must say, I actually said on my stream yesterday when I started, I'm surprised how quickly I chose a starter, because usually it takes me hours, but I think I had a pretty good idea. I wanted to start with Cyndaquil. I don't know why, but I usually tend to like the fire types on all of the games. But I must say, I do have a handful of starters that I like a little bit more than the others. So another big favorite for me is Totodile. I absolutely love Totodile, as well as Mudkip. So I do generally have maybe 5 or 6 starters that I need to pick from, but it's still extremely difficult to pick between those 5 or 6. But yeah, I always have 5 or 6 that I'll probably pick between, and some that I kind of avoid. And it's probably because I don't play with the newer generations as much as I did with the older generations. I think that does play a role with, I'm used to playing with some of them a lot more than others. Are you not a fan of Quaxley? I haven't played with Quaxley actually. I haven't done a playthrough with Quaxley at all. Yeah, in the past, I usually played the game 3 times to start with each starter, but I did stop with that with the newer generation, so I haven't actually played with all of the starters yet. Oh, thanks, Smokey. I appreciate that. That is very kind. Yesterday was my first day streaming, so I'm holding on to growing, and yeah, I'll just keep going at it and see if I can make it work and get some subs and views going. But yeah, it's a slow process. I think I appreciate that it does take long, and I have a lot of respect for those that spent years doing it to build up their viewer base. So yeah, I'll keep going at it. But yeah, I appreciate the kind words. That's really, really kind of you to say. Appreciate you being here. It's always fun. I enjoyed it when I watched streamers. Always enjoyed starting a game with them as well. Kind of, if I'm playing the same game, it's fun to watch someone play the same game. Even though you're not necessarily doing the same thing, you guys are kind of moving in the same direction, which is always, it was always a fun part for me. Yeah, I am glad you found me as well. Yeah, it is good to have you here and have someone kind of in the chat, especially playing the same game. That kind of makes it even better to kind of have someone speak about the game. So that is pretty cool of you. Yeah, let me check. I actually can't think of Quaxley's evolutions right now. Let's have a look. So we've got Quaxley, Quaxwell. Okay, so his 3rd evolution, I think they were trying to make it cool, but I get what you're saying. If you have to compare it like to Cyndaquil or Totodile, for example, then yeah, you lost the plot comparing it to. Even with those in Quaxley's group, their evolutions are very cool. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, Trico is a good pick. I feel Trico's a strong one. I actually had a raid den. I don't know if you know what a raid den is. If you don't, just let me know. So I had a raid den where Trico's evolution was one of the Pokemon I had to go up against, and yeah, he was a little bit too strong, so I left it, and I'll probably try and go back if I get a little stronger in time, but I assumed I probably didn't stand a chance of winning. But Trico is definitely on the list to catch. Oh, that is expensive. Will not be buying anything today. think we've looted this town. So I will continue trying to catch a Roselia in the flower forest. You're stuck in the game, or as in it's freezing, or you don't know who to pick, because that's also understandable. Picking a starter takes up more time than playing the game, I feel like. Oh, why am I running if I can teleport? Been there already, so can just use the teleport function. I might actually go and try and catch Vulpix as well. That's a good one. So Milky, the idea I have for this playthrough is, since they have all the different gyms, so they have the Kanto region, the Johto region, Hoenn and Sinnoh, all 4 of them, and all the gyms and all the Elite Fours for all of them. And how it works is you start with Kanto and you play through all the gyms, beat the Elite Four, then you reset with Johto. And when you reset your levels, it goes down again. So the first gym of Johto will be back to like a level 18, 20 Pokemons. So I told myself it'll be unfair to then go and use level 60, 70 Pokemon to beat them. So I'll start over with a new party each time I need to do a new region. So I kind of have to make sure I catch enough Pokemon to be able to trade out my party each time, pretty much. So I kind of keep that in mind while I'm playing through. Oh, it's terrible, especially if the hole is just stone around you and you just have your hand, and you kind of go and spend 30 minutes is what it feels like to just get through one block of stone. Yeah, I reckon it's always good to have a couple of dirt blocks with you to try and get out of something. Yeah, it's great if you start next to a town. That's such a underrated start because you get so much good loot in the towns. I think that is enough to try and catch. And first time lucky. Stuff. And a Ditto. Gotta try and catch Ditto for the fun of it. Also, Ditto is very good for breeding if you are planning on breeding with your Pokemon, because Ditto can be the male or female of any of your Pokemon. Yeah, this is risky. I think the Pokemon are adorable in this game. I really enjoy the Pokemon and the kind of design of it. Oh, it's very risky to use this, given the level difference. But let's give it a go. Great. Spawned next to a mine shaft. Now that is the definition of luck. I don't think I've ever spawned next to a mine shaft. And Ditto was caught. To take a look if I... Oh, a Turtwig and a Rowlet now. What are the odds of 2 ultra rares spawning near me? They're next to each other. Lucky day. I would like one of my pasture blocks to have all of the starters kind of roaming around freely. Oh, they're on the worst place ever. What's going to be the best way here? Probably to just keep going. I flew off. Hit or two. Yeah, it's good to have you here, Milky. Yeah, appreciate you being in the chat. It's always easier to stream when there's someone watching your stream and kind of engaging. Makes it easier to kind of speak to something specific rather than just in general talking about what you're doing, etc. Yeah, I'm probably not going to have like a full-on stream schedule that goes out, mostly because I do have like a full-time job. But yeah, if you hit that subscribe button, I will try and schedule streams so that you get notified when I am going live, just so that you don't miss it. And I do have a Discord where I'll also kind of chat and let everyone know what my streaming plans are, etc. Oh, that's sad. A one-shot hit with Ember. Unfortunate. Oh, so let me grab the Discord. I'll take the link and just copy it into the chat. See if that works. Yeah, I just finished working on the Discord today. If there is any issues or something isn't working, just let me know. I remember when I set up my wife's Discord, there was quite a couple of adjustments that had to be made as people joined and as issues were identified. So I am expecting maybe here and there a hiccup if I missed something, or maybe I messed the permissions up somewhere. So if you can't speak in one of the channels or anything like that, just shoot me a message and I'll get to fixing it. Man, this Roselia is a tough one to find. I think we should probably just try and level up Koala to 25 and the rest as well. I do wonder if I should maybe bring in Rowlet as one of our 6. That might be a good idea. And I do want to find a replacement for Timber as well. What is your thoughts on Metapod, Milky? I feel like Metapod's one of the most controversial Pokemons out there, since some people swears by Metapod and others the exact opposite. My dream Pokemon. So my favorite Pokemon amongst the legendaries and my dream Pokemon. So I didn't say this as my favorite Pokemon previously because he isn't in all of the games, and I mean he isn't in most of the games. But my favorite Pokemon, if we're including legendaries, and therefore in Cobblemon as well, is Lugia. So you best believe the first legendary I am chasing in this game is going to be Lugia, to try and get Lugia into my party, and that'll probably be the one consistent Pokemon that I'll have in my party across all the regions, just because I love Lugia's look, I love their movesets. Yeah, I think Lugia is one of the best Pokemon out there, ranked across all the different factors, so not just based on strength. I know there's stronger Pokemon, but if you bring in how they look and just the play style, I really like Lugia. Come on, Eevee. Metapod is a funny one. I can probably agree with you that Metapod won't make it in any of my parties ever. I won't hate on it, but it won't crack my party, I reckon. What would you say is your dream Pokemon in Cobblemon? Which is the first one you're chasing when you can get any Pokemon? Yeah, Lugia is pretty cool. I love Lugia. Lugia looks cool as well, especially if you're flying on Lugia. I mean, Rayquaza is pretty sick as well. I mean, yeah, I do enjoy Rayquaza, but Lugia definitely takes the cake. How do I revive my Pokemon? You're gonna have to either get a revive. There is a medicinal herb as well. What is it? A revival leek? Roasted leek. It's not the medicinal leek. Maybe it's a Vivichoke. Or maybe that's just used to craft a revive. Let me just quickly take a look. Collapsed entries. So we go drill into it and control press. Okay, so you're going to have to craft a revive using heal powder and a honey bottle. You can get honey bottles in a lot of towns. They have those in the chest quite often, and heal powder as well. Otherwise, you're going to have to craft heal powder, which you use as a revival herb. This is the one I was thinking of. You can also just straight up use a revival herb. It's just not going to do as much to the restoration of it itself, but it'll bring it back to life. You can also run around for a bit. I think after running around for a bit, it will also come back to life. And the best way by far is if you're close to a town to find a Pokemon center of such, and you can get in there. You get the revival, those PC boxes. I'm not sure what it's called. Restore maybe. See if I see it. I don't see it. Let me quickly teleport to one and I can show you. So in your PC squares, if you go at the back here, you can put them in that, and it'll also revive them to full health. So that's, if you have that available, that's most definitely the best way to go about it. Just because it obviously costs nothing. But if you're in the wilderness and you can't get to one, you're gonna have to use a revival herb or a revive. Oh, I am jealous. I tried to catch a Gibble yesterday. I had one spawn and I by accidentally one-hit it. There's nothing worse than an ultra rare coming your way and you end up killing it by accident. It's a terrible feeling. Yeah, I think that's a fair trade. I feel if you caught a Gibble, it's worth losing one Pokemon. I would just run back to the Poké Center if you're close to one. Um, either that or, yeah, see if you can find a Revival Herb around. I'm not too sure what they look like in the world, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I definitely had a Revival Herb farm in a previous stream, but I can't remember exactly what it looked like. Yeah, that's probably another thing that I feel is crucial in this game, is getting together a berry farm. Berry and apricorns. So useful. Okay, we are just about to give up on trying to find a Roselia. At least for now. But fair enough, we still have some leveling up to do, to be honest. So we might as well stick around here in this area until we get our Pokemon levels up. I don't think we'll beat Misty if we were to take her on with what we've got at the moment. Gibble's a good grab though, I must say. Yeah, Gibble is, I feel, one of those OP once you get it to its last Garchomp form. Just let me know if the sound isn't good, Milky. If my voice is too loud or, yeah, anything like that, I'm happy to adjust. Yeah, I've not gotten on the Greninja train. I feel like, in all honesty, the Greninja phase got very big with Pokemon ZA Legends, if I'm recalling the right one. But when Legends came out, everyone was on the cap or getting to Greninja in their party. I don't know if it's just because he was made stronger in the ZA Legends one or just never really featured before that. But yeah, Greninja is now a top Pokemon after ZA Legends. I do think he was in the Pokemon world before Legends though. I don't think he came with Legends, but I could be wrong on that, because I can't recall from where I do remember him coming in. But yeah, level 73 Greninja is a good one to have. But yeah, I know he was very, very hyped up with ZA Legends. I've never had one in my party. I do kind of like to stick with the old and goldies. Yeah, old and gold is the way I go. I enjoy Dragonite, he's old and he's gold. I enjoy Gengar, old and gold. Who else would I have in my party? If I could have anyone, I mean Lugia, but Lugia has also been around for a long time. Who else? So we're up to 3. I love Arcanine. I don't know why, I just think he looks so cool. He's definitely one of the coolest looking Pokemon out there. What else do I enjoy? I enjoy a good Charizard as well. I know he's overrated actually, but I enjoy him. I feel like he's nostalgia wrapped up in a bundle. Oh, wrong Pokemon. A Pokemon I hate. Mr. Mime. I don't like Mr. Mime. Hate's a strong word. I don't hate him, but if there was one I would have to say I dislike, it's Mr. Mime. I just think Mr. Mime is creepy. I'm on the whole, I don't know if you know Bacopia, the whole big rave and Switch game, and everyone getting on this trend of hating on Mr. Mime. I feel like they're coming on a bit strong, but I can't disagree with them. Mr. Mime is creepy. He's a creepy ass Pokemon. He will not make it onto my party. I think one of the underrated Pokemon that's pretty strong, and I don't think he always gets the credit, is Abra and his evolutions. When you get him up all the way to Kadabra and Alakazam. I know he goes past Alakazam in some of the newer gens, but yeah, when I've played with him, it was always up to Alakazam. And yeah, Alakazam I felt always was a very underrated Pokemon. He was much stronger than you would think. Kind of tank all the hits that he got, but he also dealt very high damage. Shiny Rookidee. We're gonna have to go and catch him just because he's shiny. Where are you, shiny Rookidee? Oh, that yellow color is very nice. Level 7, oh my goodness, I don't have anything that's low enough that's not gonna one-hit you. Damn. I need to get level balls to try and improve this outcome. Level 7 is very low. There's nothing worse than having to be in this case where your Pokemon are too strong to actually catch something. Let's hope this damage taken isn't gonna... Yeah, I like his shiny Rookidee. I think the yellow is so cool, and I can't wait to see what the shiny evolutions are gonna look like. I have a feeling it's gonna look very cool. Like if you think Corviknight, like that dark, evil look, I wonder if this is gonna be like the opposite, shiny good look. Oh no! His own attack killed him. That is sad. That is so sad. I need to make a plan to get some level balls, because this can't happen again. Yes, Milky. Yes. These are mistakes you make once and never again. I'm gonna have to make a plan to get level balls, because that was just sad. I hope I get the opportunity to catch him again. Nothing is given. Where is the level ball? I need black apricorns, pink apricorns, and red apricorns. That's probably the worst you can go. So many different colors. Pink and black. If I see it, I need to grab it. Okay, well, that is a good way to put me down. But you live and you learn. I guess I could have just kept throwing Pokeballs hoping for the best, but I only have 8 left. I'm slightly in trouble. I do need to go mining, but I might do that off stream because nobody wants to watch someone just mine down in lines. Yeah, I feel bad for myself. Yeah, it's not. That's the worst thing that can always happen is you end up killing the shiny. Same with the legendary. If you end up killing the legendary, you kind of went through all of it for nothing. That's why I do want to catch Roselia, because you can add in the status effects like sleep and such. I might even try and get Bulbasaur, because he can do it as well. And yeah, it makes a big difference, because if you put them to sleep, you can even try and catch them with full health. Less likely for you to one-shot a legendary, so I'm not too worried about it from a legendary perspective, but from, in that case, you're sitting with a party, level 20s, and you come across a level 7 shiny. There's only so much you can do. Any move you're going to do is going to one-hit him, probably. Should actually just have gone into my PC and changed Pokemon. false swipe is a very good one to go with. That is a very good point. I should maybe look into getting a Pokemon with false swipes. See which one has that in his moveset. Or try and get the TM if it's available. Yeah, I think the nice thing about this Pokemon, right, is, and it's probably a little bit of a hack rather than being legitimate, but you can switch moves here very easy. You can kind of just go, press C, go into moves, choose your Pokemon and swap out the move, even in battle, which is a little bit of a, probably not ideal, like it feels like a cheat. But so you can always just bring in a Pokemon that has false swipes and switch it in when you need it, and switch it out again, because obviously when you're battling a strong Pokemon, that's the last move set you want. This Eevee's going to take all of my Pokeballs. Yeah, no, he's going to be a tough one. If this doesn't catch him. 3.5 times catch rate. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I feel like we've got him completely off target here, trying to level up our Pokemon. Let me go and battle a couple of water Pokemon with Rowlets. Yeah, I feel like that shiny loss is gonna sit with me for quite a while longer. Tough. Tough life indeed. Such a cool shiny as well. Yeah, I need to go and mine as well, Milky. I am in trouble with my Pokeballs. I have none left, and yeah, I need iron and copper to actually start crafting them, so I am in trouble as well. And I actually need to get to growing berries so that I can get up some kind of farm for potions. Because potions is also going to become a tricky topic by the rate we're going through health. Otherwise I need to keep running back to get my Pokemons healed up. Yeah, what level are your Pokemons at, Milky? Pretty nice on the Gibble part. Always nice if you catch upwards, so that you kind of avoid having to go through the whole process of leveling them up from the start. This is not going to go well. But yeah, I feel the first few levels goes by pretty quickly. That was my thoughts, at least. I'd rather have something that's not affected by it and use moves that does affect him. Yeah, the first few levels goes by quickly. I think it was like 4 battles when I started, and he was up to level 10 already. That twister does nothing. Damn. That was a stressing that wasn't gonna work out. I think it is time to heal up. Well, we're almost high enough, I reckon. Oh, that's a reboot. That's definitely want to try and catch you. The worst case scenario, we die and we're by the Poké Center. Oh, damn. Okay, one more level for Gyarados. Then I'm happy with him staying where he is. Yeah, it's good to have you here as well, Milky. Appreciate your conversation. Hope to see you again. Let's find an easy target for Gyarados to take out without much of a struggle. Rock type or level 2. What do you run your mods through, Milky? Do you use Modrinth or Curseforge? Here's a Mudbray, I believe he will do. Okay, yeah, I was on Curseforge for many years. I think I ended up coming over to Modrinth. I didn't like it initially. Initially I enjoyed Curseforge's layout more. Yeah, I think I initially came over to Modrinth because of this whole Cobbleverse mod pack that first got updated on Curseforge, and it's been weeks and it hasn't been updated on on CurseForge yet, but it has been updated on Modrinth, so I ended up coming over to Modrinth. Didn't like it, and then got used to it, and I kind of stick with it. That's how it usually goes. A good old Geodude. Which other games do you play, Morky? Which genres are you interested in, and which games do you enjoy playing? You mentioned the Nintendo as well, so I'm assuming you're gaming on Nintendo and PC. Oh, Rhyhorn would be a great addition to the team. Don't want to kill him there. Damn. Wonderful. We have caught another one. Oh, I don't know if it's my chat that's not working on my side. Is it blank on your side when you said I like playing, or... Ah, okay, there it comes through now. Counter-Strike, Pay-to-Play, Roblox, Cobblemon, VR Chat, Beat Saber, Gorilla Tag, Dark Souls 3. Okay, that's quite a wide variety that you like. Oh, Counter-Strike takes me back. Do you play CSGO, or do you enjoy playing the olden day... Yeah, the Counter-Strike before it went to CSGO? What will I put against Rufflet? Not Eevee. Okay, so I'm assuming it's CSGO that you're playing then if you just started, since it'll probably be the new one. Yeah, CSGO is very fun. I enjoy Counter-Strike. I started playing that when it was still just Counter-Strike. Haven't played it for quite some time though, but yeah, started playing it in high school when it was still just Counter-Strike. There's nothing better. You ran home or to residence to get onto the resident PCs, and then you play with the entire school after school. Yeah, those were fun days. It's fun that your brother's also playing. It's always better if you have people to play things with. I mean, I know you always get multiplayer and online and all of that, but it's different to playing with actual people, you know? There's always something more fun about that. Two mine shafts in the span of what? And maybe an hour? Not even? 30-40 minutes? That is crazy. Your luck is beaming. I would be running around looking for ultra rare spawns with that luck. I reckon I'm going to not go and look for Roselia further. I think Roselia is evading me today, but I shall return to try again, or try in a different biome, since she does spawn in quite a few biomes. Maybe the flower forest is not the best one to catch her in, so I will, yeah, I'll try and catch her maybe in one of the other meadows or something, or cherry groves when we find that. Maybe the piece in front here is considered cherry grove. Might be a little bit too small though. Oh, can't pass up on a Eevee. Well, 30 is a little bit rough though. Coal vein at 59, that is exactly what you want. Good to get started on getting those ingots melted, or all melted to make ingots. % health. What is that as low as that's gonna go? Success! That is a good catch. Actually surprised Koala didn't go up to level 25 with that. Oh, what spawner did you get? Usually these mods disables normal entity spawners. So either there's nothing coming out of it, or do you mean like a Pokemon spawner? Because that would be very cool and beneficial. I don't know if you'd be able to change it, but I can imagine that is a very nice outcome if it is a Pokemon spawner. I haven't actually ever seen one before. I don't know if they have Pokemon spawners. Damn, we are having luck with first time captures today. Do need to use some aura berries. Okay. Coal. Another easy one. I do think I need to bring in an ice Pokemon into my party though. And I'm wondering if Arcanine, not Arcanine, if the bird legendaries might not be a good add. It just depends on whether we'll be able to get them within the next few gyms. I feel like it's probably a little bit of an overreach. I think we can try and get Articuno. And then I can switch out this ice move for another water move, because I think Gyarados is a little light on water moves. Not that that's a problem for our next gym. Let's take a look. Time for an evolution. We have another one. Let us throw him out and put his evolution front and center. Up to Dartrix we go. And he should get a new couple of moves as well. So we can bring in some more. I don't think we need shadow moves right now, although we don't have anything better, so I reckon we keep that as is. Nothing to really swap out yet. I don't think Eevee's going to be getting much better moves. Okay, so we're up to kind of level 23, 24 average. I do think I'm probably going to replace Timber. I don't think I have someone at the moment that I'll... Oh, maybe Rhyhorn will be a good use, so I'll maybe bring in Rhyhorn. Yeah, I think that's a good change. Not that Rhyhorn's going to be much use against our next gym, but I'm hoping between Pidgeotto and Dartrix we won't need another. We have Eevee there as well, technically. It's not amazingly strong at the moment, but yeah. That's all good. Welcome back, Milky. If you did miss it, we've evolved our grass Pokemon, so we've got it up to Dartrix now. So Rowlet is no more. Oh, that's a very rude move. Yeah, so we've got Dartrix. He is now slight bit stronger, got some new moves, so we're almost ready to face off against Misty. I just want to get him a little bit stronger because technically we're going to have 3 of our Pokemon that's really useful against Misty, and the rest is kind of just there. I don't think that Rhyhorn, Quilava, and Gyarados will be too much help against Misty. Gyarados does have ice moves though that can help. If I remember correctly, let's test it out. Ice does have an impact. It's not weak against water. Maybe I'm remembering it the other way around. No better way to find out. Okay, so now Gyarados will not be of much use against Misty's water Pokemon. So that kind of leaves us with 3. What water type did you go with? We are going to have trouble finding a Thunderstone. Okay, Rhyhorn is getting close to level 25. Then we can move on to the next Pokemon. Not even worth battling him. Funny that I haven't seen any other rare spawns for quite some time. Looks like they are a little bit on the light side today. Oh, that's awesome. Getting that first evolution is always the best feeling. What water type Pokemon did you get, Milky? Yeah, so on the map, if it's shiny, it will have little pink stars in the corner, and it will have its shiny colors. As far as I'm aware, there might be one or two models that doesn't have it loaded in yet, but for example, the Rookie Doo, on the map I could see it was yellow, and it had little pink stars in the top right corner. So that's how you know that's the shiny. Always first look for the stars, and then the color should also be there though. So if you know what the shiny color should be, then that's just a plus. Yeah, it's not fun when you're getting chased by angry Pokemon. I believe that's the fight or flight mod. You can switch it off though if you don't like it, and it's really irritating for you. You do have the option to switch it off. Let me know if you do. I'm happy to kind of look into it. I'm not too sure how off the bat, but I can definitely take a look. If I play around, I should be able to find it. And if not, worst case scenario is you go into your mods on CurseForge in the mod pack, and you can go and disable, I believe it's the fight or flight mod. That's the only real thing it has, is that kind of attack function. So you won't lose anything by disabling it, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I think it adds a little bit of a reality. Yeah, just a bit of realism. Pokeballs do we have to work with? Can go with an ancient. If that doesn't work, we do have a timer ball. Oh, we have some potions even. That might work. I'll use that. I think I'm gonna go with a park ball, to be honest, because that is the biggest odds. And we have a Ponyta. I do want to revive. Well, I guess we're just taking Brock on another time for the fun of it at this stage. We have beaten him at another gym, but since there's multiple, it looks like pretty cool. You can re-battle him if you go to a different gym, which I did not know. Got a Snorunt, nice. That's a good catch. What does your party look like now? Grovel, Gibble, and Snowrunt. That's not a bad start. Up to 3 already. At which stage do you reckon you're going to take on Brock for your first gym? Probably going to wait until you have a full party. I actually find it quite funny that this Brock was harder to beat than the other Brock. Believe it or not, but he actually used his full restores properly. So not a bad challenge. Though maybe I should just recover before leaving. What does your typical full Pokemon party look like if you could include any Pokemon from any gen? What would your party look like, Milky? Ryan shouldn't be able to walk on water. I'm pretty sure if I throw mine in, he's going to sink. Oh, that does look like he can walk on water. Throw him in the deep side. Well, apparently Rhyhorn is an amphibian in this one. I do think if you battle a Pokemon in the water though, and he's technically going to drown, they add a little like lifeguard or raft beneath him, which is pretty cute. Yeah, like there, they add him on this little raft. That was smart thinking on how they can make him stand in the water without it looking unrealistic. The question was, what would your full party look like if you could include anyone across all generations? What would be your ideal party that you can put together? Ran away too far. Oh, take all the time you need. It's a tough question. Level 41. Goodness gracious, that's a high level walking around. Wow, I've got an Espeon that spawned in. Definitely going to see if it's something I'm able to perhaps catch. Level 53. There is no way that I'm catching level 53. A random throw of a Pokeball has a 7% chance of catching him. 14 if I just go into a battle with him. I think we risk it. Worst case scenario, he dies. I think we might actually stand a chance to catch Espeon here, unless he does that. But we do have a burn effect going, which is definitely counting in favor. I wish I had a move like Fly going, because then I would be able to at least save myself for one turn. Now, I did say I'm not going to jipper the system by kind of catching something unrealistic outside of my level range. However, I did specifically say by spamming it with Pokeballs, I do consider fair game. If I'm able to capture Espeon by taking its life down like you usually would and then throwing up Pokeballs to catch it, then I do consider that fair game. I do think I'm going to have one or two chances though before that burn kills him. Of which this is my first. We might use a Slate Ball next. And I just want to make sure I don't have any ball in here that'll help. Specifically with this catch. Won't help me at all. Oh, he burned to death. Well, we knew it's going to be a slim chance. So that feels less like a loss and more like a possible opportunity that I just had. Won't capture on all of them though. Okay, so Metagross I agree. He is quite the tank to have, and he does quite a bit of damage if you pair it up with the right type to attack. Stonejourner, I haven't played with Stonejourner very often, but I think he's very tanky, if I remember correctly from videos I've watched. Frostlass, I don't actually know Frostlass. Let me just take a look. Frostlass must be from one of the new generations. Frostlass looks pretty cool. Ice and Ghost type, that is a very interesting combo. Oh, okay, yeah, Frostlass being Snorunt's evolution, yeah. I wanted to say, the look looks familiar, the name doesn't sound familiar. I don't know why that name isn't ringing a bell. But yeah, Snorunt's evolution. I don't play with Snorunt very often. If I had to go snow direction / ice direction, ice I do like Articuno, snow I do like Abomasnow for its tanky side. But I will definitely bring Frostlass into the mix to see, maybe I enjoy playing with Frostlass. Sceptile, agree. Sceptile is a good one for a strong attack, so you'll obviously get your Grovel, that's your starter, and if you're like me, you wouldn't drop him out of your party because he's your starter, and I feel like a starter should go from beginning to end, or that's at least my opinion. So agree on that. Garchomp, I love Garchomp. Garchomp is heavy attack, so between Sceptile and Garchomp you have a heavy attack combo there, and funnily enough you have them already, so you already have 2 of the 6 in your party. And yeah, I think number 6 you should work in a legendary surely. And Rhydon is very fast. I enjoy Rhydon though. Rhydon is a beast of a Pokemon. Okay, there is our destination. So we are working our way towards that gym, I'm assuming. Yeah, Rhydon can be quite unbalanced, I think. I think in the actual Pokemon he is quite overpowered. Like, if you look at most of the Elite Fours, as well as parties that professional players put together, Rhydon's Rhyhorn's final evolution, Rhydon, is quite, he's quite present in the sense of a lot of people includes him, and I think that's because he is so strong. He's such a tank, but even being a tank, he does high damage, which is a great combination to have, because you usually, when you have your tanks, take Snorlax for example, big tank, but damage-wise doesn't do much of anything compared to your high damage people, obviously. So yeah, if you compare him to someone like that, then it kind of makes sense to have him unbalanced here as well, because it's kind of staying true to Pokemon's stats, which I think they did pretty well to capture the stats on both sides. Oh, why don't you just try and catch him? That'll make him go away. Either that, or what I do if someone's chasing me and they're just irritating, then I teleport away because they stop following you then. Yeah, level 43 is not anywhere close to what you can catch right now. I would just teleport away. Go to your map, and anywhere on the map far away, or not far away, but somewhat away, just right click, teleport. Feel like that's granted under those circumstances. Yeah, I would just teleport away, honestly. I feel like that is, if you ever had grounds to do it, that is sufficient grounds. I mean, there's nothing you can do against a level 53. Whilst I enjoy the realism of Pokemon attacking me, I do enjoy being able to teleport away as well. No grieving here. Yeah, that's what I was saying, that if you really want to, you do have the option of just throwing Pokeballs, and sometimes it takes 20 and sometimes it takes just 1. At the end of the day, it's statistics, right? You have a, say, 3% chance of catching him. If you are lucky and you get that 3%, nothing wrong with it. But yeah, it does feel unfair when you do that, especially if you put him in your party. It then throws up kind of your progress in the game completely, because now you can kind of just go through all the gyms using him if you wanted to. Yeah, so yeah, I made a point in my first stream when I started. I was like, oh, I'll avoid doing that, because I know in my previous world I did that and it completely throws it off. So well done for capturing him. That's, yeah, good luck on that side. Oh, that is a miss jump. Yeah, there's quite a few Pokemon that you can ride. The best ones to ride is obviously the flying Pokemon. So when you get a Pokemon like Rayquaza, it's quite fun to be able to ride them, because you can fly around in the air, which is, yeah, really cool. Oh, it would not be right for me not to capture the koala. So that's a pretty nice side of it. I think left shift to dismount. I could be wrong though. I think they might have changed it in the latest update. If I remember, there was something that they mentioned about changing how to dismount. So maybe try left shift and pressing R. So the button you use to throw him out, just to pull him back in. So I think you essentially dismount by putting him back in his ball. Just make sure you're obviously nowhere that you can fall. That would be very unlucky if you end up falling because of it, especially if you're on a flying Pokemon in the future. Caught in a Premier Ball. I was just about to hate on this Premier Ball, to say the Premier Ball is probably the stupidest one of them all. It looks the coolest, but I've never had luck capturing someone in it. But of course, the moment I want to say that, it worked, and I caught him. What are the odds? Where's this koala? Is it chilling in the tree, probably? Yeah, that's probably about right. Level 43, I think that might be a little bit too hectic. Okay, we're gonna give the koala a skip this time, but we'll be back for it. we'll have to be back for it. What did the cast form do? Did you manage to dismount, by the way? Well, I guess dying is another way to dismount. You're catching them left, right, and center. Yeah, I think it's left shift and R. Or just R. Either or. I think that's how you dismount it. It was always left shift to dismount, but I think they ended up changing it to pulling him back into his Pokeball is how you dismount him now. I don't know if they did it to make it easier and less buttons to press, or if there was some other smart reason for it that I don't know about. That's not the type of Pokemon you want chasing you. He's probably also... Oh no, actually he's manageable on level, so let me give this Koala a go. Oh, that's yes, now and again you get a Pokemon that's just a ridiculous level. Walking around level 50 or something and you're like, what on earth? Amongst the level 15s or 10s. Just out of nowhere. Damn, he is fast. Try and do a quick attack, just get a hit on him. Yeah, if you're getting Dreepy, you're getting all the good Pokemons. I want to be in the area that you are. Feels like you're in the right spot, getting all the right ones for your party. Dragapult's a great one to have in your party at the end, I think. Surely a Koala and a Parkball should mix together. Nope, apparently not. 1%, is that him at full health or is that after you've damaged him and everything? 1% is ridiculous, but yeah, so you've got a Beldum, that means you're kind of almost halfway, or probably by now past halfway of the perfect party for you. Hectic. You are killing it. Are you just by chance walking up on these Pokemon, or are you actually finding their biomes and walking around until you get them? Because you either have the best luck ever, or you are killing it at this game. And we have a Koala, which we will put maybe in our room, since that would be the right thing to do. Ah, okay, so you're talking about from your Cobble Galaxy side. Yeah, 1% is ridiculous, but it'll make sense. He is pretty OP. As in, when you get him in his final form and you get good IVs, he is, yeah, indestructible. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to trying to catch Dragonite's first form. He's always a pain to try and find. Rotini. He's always such a pain to try and catch because he just never spawns. Oh, I'm gonna need these for scaffolding. Already thinking of that bloody house that I'm gonna have to build. Attacked by this bloody thing again. What level are you? I can tell you. Definitely in trouble with Pokeballs. Oh, okay, so they've changed it to V to dismount. Okay, I might have changed my key binding then. I don't think I've ever pressed V unless they've changed it again. And I might have, oh, there we go, that's a good fighting type to have. Yeah, I think I might have changed my key binding. Or highly possible at least. One shot. There's another Pancham. And a Heracross, that's quite a good find. Try and catch him after. Okay, let's see if we still have any Pokeballs to our... I don't think we have anything that's going to work. Dream Ball. And we can use the Citrine Ball and hope it takes one throw, which it never does. I don't have him in my Pokédex, so that won't be a good ball to use. Well, I guess worst case scenario, we can use a Dream Ball and it'll just be ×1 if we need it. Let's hope we don't need it. Oh, of course. %84% chance and it fails twice. That I don't understand. I sometimes question the statistics in this game, I must say. Okay, well, I have nothing left to even try and catch. Oh wait, he's gone anyways. I don't see Heracross anymore. Oh my. I don't see Heracross on the map anymore. So I guess that choice has been made for us. And we see the Pokegym. Almost thought that's another shiny Rickety. Definitely going to be healing up. Don't think, let me just first take a look at my party, as I want to make sure we don't get any changes that should be made beforehand. I do feel like we probably need to change something regarding Pidgeotto. I'm not loving his moves. I feel like we're going to be in trouble if we go in like that. Maybe level him up a little bit more before taking on Misty, just to avoid a close battle. I think we could potentially beat her as is, but let's maybe just get our Pokemon a little bit stronger. Just to avoid another uncomfortable close call, like we had with Brock the first time, where it came down to Gyarados. And then I think we did pretty well getting our Pokemon almost up to level 30 now. And I think we caught a couple of good ones to add in. I think we'll probably use most of them in our next region though. If I had to guess, the ones I really want to get for this region is to add on Dratini and get Dragonite from that. I would love to get Gengar on my team as well. AZ raid. Oh, I'm going to have to tell my beautiful wife that she's going to have to raid other people for a while. Can't have her raiding me every time, but I appreciate it. Welcome in, everyone. How's it going, Carolyn? Welcome in, Ladybug. Hi, Z. Oh, that is very kind of you guys. I appreciate the support. How did the Dream Snap go? Are we getting another 4K? Yeah, Milky has been here keeping me company the whole time. Now he has some friends to talk to. Why is there nothing close by? Yeah, I appreciate everyone coming over. I appreciate everyone joining in. It does always make it easier if there's more people. But yeah, thanks everyone. I'm sure it will turn out to be a 4K run. You have been on quite the streak. Are you going to stay awake to see what you got for last week's one? I'm sure it was gorgeous. It always is. Well, we did pretty well here tonight. We got our Pokemon up to level 25-ish to level 30 for some of them. And we are just about to take on the next gym battle. So yeah, I think we made some progress. Oh, did I only release it Wednesday? Oh yeah, you're not late as you usually are. I'm sitting here thinking it is the last day to get it in, but it is not. I'm going to use some experience candies to get Pidgeotto up a little bit and save myself the time of, let's see if there's the, oh, level 26, that's brilliant. I think we can do one battle with Pidgeotto and then that is another level, which would be ideal. Milky, that might just be karma coming around because you caught a Pokemon way too high of a level. I think they were just evening out the scales. Somewhere you had to pay for the big benefit that you got. Okay, I think we can do this. Okay, our start will be Dartrix and Pidgeotto next. And let us see how this goes. They are very annoying. You should see some of the legendaries that they have. Those truly make life difficult. That didn't go well. Saved by the quick attack. Yeah, we caught a few EVs actually. Yeah, I'll show my PC now. I think we're up to about 5 or 6 EVs now. So we also leveled them up quite a bit. Wow, she has a lot of Pokemon. May be in trouble. Let's see if we can get one move out with Gyarados. And we should be able to pull it off with one move out of either of the others, hopefully. Let's see if... Oh, that is what I am afraid of. Water attacks is gonna one-hit all of them. I have nothing that's gonna quick attack. Oh, we have one quick attack. Let's hope that does it. Oh, 2%. That is unfortunate. And that might have just saved us. down to the last Pokemon. What a battle. Wow. And we have taken Misty out of the equation. Just. But it was done. Yeah, few. That is a few. That was very, very close. Very, very close. But first time. So no need for a second one. And without any potions, which is also pretty good. I do want to go and find a department store sooner or later, because I'm going to need to get to a shop. But yeah, so we picked up quite a few new Pokemon. So we have quite a range of EVs. So I've almost got enough to do one of each evolution and keep EV as base. So we're almost there. And then we picked up a koala, of course, a panda bear. We picked up Nidorina and Ponyta, as well as Mudbray, a Geodude, Butterfree, another Cyndaquil, and Happiny. We did have the chance for one shiny. It didn't go so well. I unfortunately killed it by using my weakest move. But lucky Milky did give me advice on that, to get a specific move that is in itself very weak and generally never kills. So I will have to just make a plan to get a Pokemon that has the move to help out with those kind of chances when you are up against a very weak Pokemon, which I was. Hopefully we get another chance at them, but yeah, I think we did pretty well today and finally beat the gym. We've also decided where we will be staying, so this island over here will become our little home island. So we'll do the barn idea with kind of open fields where Pokemon will be roaming free, and we'll kind of build little enclosures in each open field to match the type. So it'll be water enclosures for a bunch of water types and rocks for the ground and rock types, for example, to kind of match up with the different types there is. So I think it'll look pretty cool, but it is a very big project. If I find another one, are you talking about another Eevee? Because I'm catching all the Eevees I can. I definitely have enough to be able to give you one. So don't worry, there is more than enough Eevees to go around here. Yeah, so that was the gym. What I am thinking of doing next, I don't quite know which will be the next stream, whether we will be starting our home. Sooner or later I have to. And second would be mining, because we desperately need to craft Pokeballs before we do anything else. So definitely not another gym next, just because we can't really catch anything until we get more Pokeballs, which we need iron and copper for. So it'll either be mining, which I'm still deciding whether I'll do that on stream or off, or it will just be getting resources to actually start our house, because it is quite a big project that I'll be taking on. Yeah, so just making the decision whether it should be on stream or off stream. I'll maybe just send out a poll and see how that goes, whether it should be on or off stream. So keep an eye out for any polls coming out on YouTube or Discord. And yeah, I'll maybe just see what you guys think, whether you want me to do resource gathering off stream rather than on stream, since it is quite boring. But yeah, that is pretty much, I think, as far as I'll go today. I think I did pretty well, made some progress. Yeah, can't do much more going forward, since we do need to expand our chest area as well, which is kind of tied to expanding. So yeah, I appreciate everyone being here, and those that came over on the raid. It was very kind of you guys to pop in. I know everyone is busy and such, so appreciate you guys coming over. Yeah, that is it for this stream. I will probably call it here, and I hope to see everyone, yeah, around next time. Big thanks to Milky for sticking out the entire stream and just keeping me company. Yeah, it was good to meet you, and I hope to see you on the Discord and on the next video. Okay, bye everyone.